I want you to take this in, because there is a level 60 wild Haxorus just chilling in the open in a Pokemon game. This is amazing, and this is also going to be your guide to getting the rarest Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So finally, we are looking into the wild area. We are going to find these overworld beasts, and we are going to catch them, because there is some insane stuff going on here. There's Pokemon you can only get with certain evolutionary methods. You can just skip that entirely by walking out in the open in the wild area. Also, some of these Pokemon you can find in max raid battles, not quite there on the max raid battle guides because it is a really intense mechanic. But let's go and find a few more of these bad boys, because there's some really cool ones. So, fittingly, Axew's Eye is a place where you can find the roaming Haxorus, but what about elsewhere in the wild area? Well, for starters, there's just tons of strong Pokemon that appear in many different places, and you've probably noticed them roaming around. So if you're hopping from den to den, if you're doing Dynamax battles or Max Raid battles, and you're just engaging with the wild area, you are going to find some pretty awesome Pokemon. Like the Lightbird that just chills right there, or the infamous Snorlax. You know, people were making memes with Snorlax hustling in the trailer. There he is. And guys, look at this. He's blocking our path at the end of the bridge. That when you are able to make it to this part of the wild area, this is what's here to greet you. But the problem is, you really can't catch strong looking Pokemon until you've obtained all of the badges, because they're just going to be too high of a level for you. So that's going to be the first thing to take note of. Now, I've already caught this Snorlax, but whenever you see one of these strong Pokemon, just throw a quick ball at it. See if you get it. A little bit of experience, free catch, easy catch, just like that. And then there's all kinds of Pokemon, but I want to show you guys some of the cooler ones. I guess right now I'm going to remind you guys, if you haven't already, please leave a like, share this video with your friends, and all that fun Pokemon Sword and Shield hype stuff. So check out that bad boy, and this also shows another really cool part of this feature is that you can bypass evolutionary requirements because there's just fully evolved Pokemon. So Gengar is past the second bridge right here, and also if we're talking about other evolutionary requirement Pokemon, over here is where we can find a Dusknoir chilling somewhere in this area. Boom, there he is. And also just kind of shows how these Pokemon interactions work. That after you faint, run away, or catch these Pokemon, they eventually respawn. So you don't have to worry about it being like a one-time only mini raid boss kind of deal. You can just grab Pokemon. There's a Ferrothorn, by the way. Free, easy, just like that. And then this island is really cool, and also is currently showcasing another interesting aspect of this feature, because normally a Gallade spawns here in regular weather conditions, but since it's snowing, we have Beartic. And what this does is it overwrites the normal Pokemon that would spawn there, but it seems that these Pokemon just have like traditional places where they will spawn, and there's going to be a few things that will change that. But let's kind of go to some of the cooler areas, because wild Eeveelutions. Okay, that sounds pretty hype. Lake of Outrage. So you might be familiar with this place if you've gone to catch a Ditto, but maybe you noticed that there's also an Eeveelution that spawns here. It's snowing. We have a Glaceon, and this is maybe one of the coolest areas in any Pokemon game, because we have wild Eeveelution spawns, and we also have respawning evolutionary stones. Boom, Duskstone. That's my third one. Oh, what's that? Nothing there. So that's kind of like the weird thing about this place, is that sometimes they respawn, sometimes they don't. It's still periodic. I've had times where like half of these respawn, just one respawns and stuff like that. But hey, I got a Duskstone, and another weird change has happened in Pokemon Sword and Shield that you might not have realized. Eevee evolves with evolutionary stones. This isn't a new development, but that is Glaceon from Ice Stone. And that was one thing I noticed. I'm like, wait a second, why am I finding an Ice Stone by the Eeveelution spawn with all of these pillars? And then I checked. Ice Stone now evolves Eevee. Same thing with the Leaf Stone. So we can go scroll up and find that. However, the Dusk Stone, the Sunstone, the Shiny Stone, these don't work. So if you want to get yourself even the Moonstone. So if you want to get yourself an Espeon or an Umbreon, you have to find it in this spawn area, or Max Friendship, evolve it at night, or level it up at night, level it up during the day. That's how you get Espeon or Umbreon, but then everything else is going to be the same. And another thing that's really cool to note is that this is the same area. Now, if it wasn't a blizzard, we'd be able to take in this entire scenery, but the Nintendo Direct did not lie to us, because I saw a lot of comments. I saw a lot of people saying, wait a second, if that's Leafeon running around, does that mean we get to catch Leafeon in the wild area? Yes. Yes, you can. Pokemon Sword and Shield are ridiculous in the best way. Okay, that's kind of crazy. I just got a Sylveon while working on this video, so what that tells me is that affection is gone. It just goes back into friendship. So friendship plus fairy type move equals Sylveon, and then without the fairy type move, then it's night or day for Umbreon or Espeon respectively. And I mean, I didn't do any camping with this Pokemon. I didn't do any curry, so I don't think it's kind of like a replacement for Poke-Me or Poke Refresh, to where that's how you build up Pokemon's affection, and then you can just get Sylveon that way. I kept Eevee on my party while I was just walking about for that friendship, and that's how you get it. And then Lake of Outrage has some pretty cool Pokemon spawns. We have the Avalugg right there, and then also Hatterene, but being a Psychic type, you kind of have to be very careful about it, because they'll just teleport away. So if you sneak up on too fast, it pieces out. It has to acknowledge you, and then you can run into it for the encounter. So that's a good way of just skipping straight to the final evolution of this Pokemon. There's just all kinds of things. The weather comes into play, and there's just all kinds of Pokemon. So if you don't find something in this video, or you can't find it anywhere else online, I just encourage you to go around and explore, because I found a lot of really cool and crazy Pokemon. I didn't even know Hatterene was here, and this is just on the other side of that crazy rock formation where all the evolution stones are, and where you find the Eevee respawn. But I encountered this guy not too long ago and ended up respawning, so they just kind of keep on popping up, and you can keep on trying until you get some good Pokemon. But that's not all. Outside the gates of Hammerlock, we got some pretty cool Pokemon spawns as well. We have Clang chilling right here with Klinklang that can spawn as well, which makes me think that the Doublade that spawns over here can also rarely be an Aegislash if certain conditions are met. But if not, no worry, because like I said, we can get all those really cool evolutionary stones. There's a way like farming dusk stones and stuff, and I thought he was ready to attack and kill us. But yeah. Aegislash is going to be one of the best competitive Pokemon. Picking up a Doublade, using it to, like, breed for Honedge, that's going to be pretty nice, since finding Honedge is a very low chance in the wild area. I mean, it's just one of those things where you keep wandering around and you just keep finding more and more cool Pokemon. Like, dang, who would have guessed that the Japanese Pokemon YouTube trailers were effectively just showing us all of the rare Pokemon locations and how to get them? Like, I would imagine the trailer wouldn't lie and show us a Pokemon where it can't be found, but this is actually how it works. You find those strong, rare Pokemon in certain areas, like with the Tyranitar, and if you've been having a problem finding the Tyranitar, the secret is in the video. It has to be a sandstorm weather condition in the Dust Bowl with the strong Pokemon spawn, and then you can get Tyranitar, but only in Pokemon Shield, because version exclusives still apply. So if you want to get the Kommo-o, that's going to be in Pokemon Sword version. Otherwise, you're going to find like Shuckle and Barbaracle and Pokemon like that in this part of the wild area. So, really cool stuff. Also means Pokemon Company did some work for me, and I don't have to like go out there and wait for a sandstorm or anything. Nice. And then there's a Pokemon like Mimikyu that is just stupid rare to find, that we need Fog in Giant's Mirror. So Giant's Mirror is going to be off to the side, off of Hammerlock Hills, and yeah, you just kind of have to hope for the weather to change and then give you some fog right here. As for the Overworld Mimikyu, at this time, no one really knows where it is. Apparently, it can spawn as a strong Pokemon, so I'm guessing probably an area around here during fog as well, since Mimikyu be mysterious like that. You know, we have a Machamp. That's also another trade Pokemon that you might want to pick up if you see it. There's a Vileplume that hangs out in this area, and a few others. So I'm guessing that Mimikyu is either here in fog, or it's also going to be by the Watchtower Ruins. Also, when you get Fog, it's going to be a 3% chance in Shaking Grass, so you have to go to the exclamation point to be able to get it, and you're not just going to see it wandering around like this. So, that's going to be tricky, especially with like all the Sock and Throw that are trying to run you down and stuff, and then you just go into the Stony Wilderness. It's already different right there. But Stony Wilderness is where we can find another desirable Pokemon, because you can just skip straight into the Grimmsnarl, since Grimmsnarl spawns in this area. There he is. So by the bridge, between like these little stone arches and stuff, just kind of holding it down in his own little area. So that is going to be the Grimmsnarl. I don't think I've caught one, so I'm going to give it a go with the Quick Ball. And then lastly, we have type Null in the Battle Tower. You might have seen it, and you might have missed obtaining it, because this girl, she has a type Null, but if you talk to her, she gives it to you. So it's not just a trainer with a Pokemon, it's actually going to be a gift Pokemon. Side note, gift Pokemon cannot be shiny in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so do not waste your time soft resetting for the shiny type Null. Now, you do have a decision to make. You can either max out its Friendship and then level it to evolve it until Silvally, or type Null is just good with Eeveeolite as well, competitively, So maybe hang on to that until you make up your mind before you commit to the evolution, and that's going to be it. So yeah, a lot of crazy Pokemon in the wild area. Look for Mimikyu inside of Fog whenever Fog spawns, because even a few days after, no one really knows how to find it, but there is the guaranteed one in Giant's Mirror with that 3% chance. And it can also be a max raid battle, but that's going to be very rare and a lot less consistent. So there we go, guys. Hope you all enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.